Peachy girl. There we go. Think we're getting Peach. Think I see you, Peach. Hello, Amy. Peachy girl. Peachy girl. Hey, Peaches. Yeah, but she hasn't eaten her breakfast this morning. She's got me a little worried. You didn't eat this morning, Peach. Peaches, you gotta eat, you know. It's important that you eat food. Peaches. Peaches. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Cockatude. Cockatoos with attitude. Hi, Falcon Sue. Mander, can you say hello? He says, nah, I can't say hello. Can't say it. Snowball? Snowbird. Snowbird. Cecil, what are you doing? Hello, Cecil. Babaloo? Baba Babaloo. Cause? Hey, Cause. Yeah, they got to stay out a little later today. The heat didn't hit us till almost 10 in the morning, so they got more time out. Lorelai, you tired or what? He's back there closing her eyes. And there's Sugar looking outside at the aviary. Hi, Bonamux. Yeah, these guys, you can't help but miss them. I've got a few I miss too. Chloe, Coco, Murray come to mind right away. What are you doing, Jazz? She says, I don't know why I'm in this cage. I don't belong here. Yeah, well, so we can get you all in here. Yeah, right, Peach? Peaches. Are you in there, Peach? Peaches. Peaches. Hi, Michelle. Peaches, you're going to say hello? Say hello to everybody, Peach. This one didn't eat her breakfast, so and she seems okay. She's been good this morning. She's been playing and she sat on my lap for a while, but she hasn't eaten her breakfast. Didn't touch it. And that's not like this Peach. Not to eat. Yeah, she especially likes the birdie bread I make, which Amy says that she's had her blueberries. Did you eat any blueberries? I didn't check her blueberry bowl. She might have eaten some of those. It's hard to tell from here. Right, Peach? Yeah, she hasn't been doing that great the last couple of days. She's had problems going to the bathroom, and her attitude's been pretty good, but her physical body, not so great. But as long as she's still the Peach and she's still happy, that's what counts. Amy's eating your blueberries. She's eating your blueberries. And they're fresh from the garden type blueberries. Yeah. What do you think about that, Peach? Hmm? Baby porridge. If you're talking about human food, it depends what's on the label. Sometimes they even dose our kids with a bunch of salt and sugar, so. It's one thing when you have these guys, you got to read labels, even with the bird food, you know, the pellets and stuff. They may not put vitamin K in there. They put another chemical in there to replace it, and it's not FDA approved, so it's like, that's not really something they need, so. Yep, hit the like button, folks, if you can. Maybe we'll reach a few more people. What do you think, Peach? You gonna say anything this morning? She's done some. Oh, hello. Did you say hello? She sang a song. Like she had 3 verses of it this morning, but. Peaches, gonna you sing a song? Peaches, you want to sing a song? Peaches. You want to sing a song? Peach. Peaches. Hello? Well, hello is good, but can you sing a song? No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Everyone loves your songs, though. Yes, they do. Don't they, Peach? She's still got good balance. She can stand on 1 foot, no problem. Well, let's go around and look at issues here. This gentleman, Cecil, has figured out that we put this bicycle lock on his cage. And now he has decided that he's going to play games when you try to put it on. So I have been putting it up higher because he's an escape expert. He's the Houdini of the bird world there. And so he nipped Dan yesterday when he was trying to do it. So what I did, he was up here trying to get a hold of me, so I just moved it down here. And then you moved it, and then I just locked it in place. So, but his behavior has been excellent. I've done recorded their, I weigh them every day, but I only record their weights if there's a major change or once a week. Because I don't have all the time in the world to record everything every day. But, you know, if there's a drastic change, I can see it that day. But so far, the only one who's is a little disconcerting is Peaches, and then Lorelei's weight's gone down about 20 grams. So I got to keep an eye on her. Now, there's one of Bob's traits. Take the food that's from up in his bowl, throw it down on the paper in there. He's eating the birdie bread. I used to make muffins, but just because I didn't have much muffin tins, I forgot to bring them from the old Hill House, and so I started making it in these 18 by 9 pans, and actually works out better that way. But he's eating that now, and some of his edamame. His behavior's been good, except he's been fighting about going back into his cage, and it's just a game. Bob's a big game player. So when you open his cage to put food in it, he wants to mess with you, so you have to take him out, hug him, play with him a little bit, and then put everything into his cage while you're holding him. That's what he wants, so that's what he gets. And he is a needy bird. I mean, he was abandoned 8 times in the first 11 years of his life, so you want to give him everything you can. Oh, hi, Kaisei. One of these times I have to look over and see what's going on over there. Hi, Susie Q. So Bob's doing well. He's having fun over there eating his birdie bread. Now, there's a lot of pellets in there, and I say a lot. There are 3 different kinds. there's Missouri, and then there's Supreme, and there's Harrison's. And then it's made off with, the base is almond flour, which is, of course, low carb. And then, there's a lot of other stuff in it, vegetables and fruit and that kind of thing. And Snowball threw me for a bit of a scare yesterday. I look up and he's got his wings out. Now it wasn't around here, not hot is 80 degrees, right? So, hi Lisa. He's sitting there with his wings slightly out, kind of hunched over, his eyes closed. And apparently he was just still tired from being asleep in the morning. Because I got out of the chair, which isn't easy to do with all these birds sitting on me, and I went and petted him on the head and talked to him, and he was fine. He was just acting strange. Now he's scratching his head. Aren't you, big boy? They've already had their time out. About 3.5 hours this morning. We got lucky with the temperature. It didn't go up as fast as they said it was going to, so got to stay out longer. And there's Cause. Causey. Her behavior has really improved. She was basically attacking Lorelei if Lorelei got too close. Not really hurting her, but chasing her away. That's what they do. It looks pretty scary, but they don't usually hurt each other. She's hi Cockatoo. That's right. Hi Cockatoo. Amy says hi Cockatoo. Hi Cockatoo. One of these days you're going to say it so everybody can hear it. Hi Cockatoo. Hi Cause. Hi Cockatoo. Hi Cockatoo. You can train a bird to respond on cue. I don't do that. I will train them to say things, especially I love you. It's hard for a human to be mean to a bird that says I love you. But she came with hi Cockatoo, and she says hi Cockatoo. She will say Cause on occasion, or Cosmo. She'll say Cosmo. And Lorelei says hello, Lorelei, and hi baby girl. Don't you? Yeah, her weight's down about 20 grams, so I'm keeping an eye on her. But her behavior's good. She's coming out in the mornings without freaking out. It used to be when I would take her out, I had to clean the carpet every time. Sorry, Peach. Preening the peach. Gotta still preen the peach, don't I? Yeah, because you can't preen yourself. But now she's not doing that, so she's getting stronger. Aren't you, little Laura Fly? She really likes Dan. He can't tell that, though, because it looks like she's just trying to get over in the aviary to get to him to bite him, but actually she won't do that. If she doesn't like you, she stays away from you. She only messes with people when she likes them, so she's really enjoying him. She will follow him around from inside the aviary wherever he goes, and she basically is a stalker. And then Sugar, if I can get an angle on Sugar. Sugar is coming out every other day, and when there's something on the TV, and sitting and watching it with us, because she's the one that needs to get the medicine the most. If something happens to me, and right now she won't let anybody else do it, so we have to break her out of that within a short time so that she'll let anyone give her medicine. It's not easy for me to do it because she'll fight sometimes. I mean, it doesn't like she tries to bite me or anything. She doesn't do that. What she does is she'll reroute it from above her tongue to under her beak, under her tongue, and then spit it out. So, she gets a dose. Believe me, she gets 0.22 right now. Although she's getting a little sparse on one side of her back, so I may have to raise it to 0.23. It's not a constant number, but she's not showing signs of aggression with the other people, and she's talking to them. She's doing her hi, which is how she says hello. She says hi. So she's been doing that. Her appetite and everything's great. I'm trying to keep from raising her up a notch on the Haldol because Yeah, she's already high enough, you'd think, but. And there is Lucy. And she's doing well. Her weight's good. Her droppings look good. The issue with her now is she's getting a bit of an attitude about being brought in and then taken back out. So what we do when we're changing out from boys to girls, which really just amounts to moving a few birds, but bring her in. Yes, the popcorn girl. We to bring her in. I bring her in, and then Dan will bring her back out. But she comes in because she'll get everybody else yelling. She's loud for a little girl, so. For any bird, actually, she's loud. So she comes in and then has to go back out. And I think she's developed an attitude about that because when I bring her in, she starts trying to bite my shirt. She doesn't want to come in like that. And then she starts nipping on the way out. So she just doesn't like being moved that way. But at this point, there isn't a heck of a lot of choice. So because she does get loud and gets everybody started. Today, they just all went off at once for no reason that I could tell. I know there was a reason, but I couldn't see it. If I had it on video, that's one thing. If you record what the behaviors of birds and just go over it and over it and over it, you'll eventually figure out why things are going on. There's a good story in Learning and Behavior by Paul Chance about a kid that had to be handcuffed. It was an autistic child to keep him from beating his own face in. And they brought in somebody with the skills of ABA. This is early days of ABA. And after watching him through a two-way mirror for a couple of days, it took 2 days to keep watching the kid. He realized that the child liked to be handcuffed. So he was expressing displeasure at not being handcuffed. So he started, first thing he did was go from regular handcuffs to plastic handcuffs. And then, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I just saw it was, sorry to hear you lost your companion. Yeah, it's horrible. I you know how it is. Hi, Roman. Do you want to be talked about? Is that what it's about? So anyway, after 2 days of observing, he figured out that it was the child wanted to be handcuffed. So then he went to I know, Romeo. He went to plastic handcuffs, and from there to rope, and from rope to string to thread, and then from thread from just to one hand. And this took a couple of weeks. And after all that, they were able to take the child out for breakfast. They just had to keep a string on one hand, basically it's just a thread. So observing. This is Romeo, and that's his I want sound. That's his insistent I want. I don't know what you want, Rome. What do you want? What do you want, Romeo? What do you want? Oh, and as far as these guys not showing any sickness, they're prey animals, and they will do everything in their power to hide if they're sick. So they may know that they're ill. Of course, we can know that, but they may know it, and they'll just hide it. Because if you're sick and there's a predator around, the predator is going to go for you first, right? Because you're the weak one, so... But, yeah, I've had, Chloe was like that. She was here and then she was gone. And there were no indications that anything like that was going to happen, so. What, Romeo? What, Romeo? What do you want? He probably wants to get sprayed down. He loves to take a shower. Don't you? He gets a shower twice a day, so. Now, Romeo's doing fairly well. Right, he's still, since we moved here, he's not letting me take him out of the cage to do his nails. So, the lady of the house does that. He is totally bonded to her, and she can do anything with him, and he doesn't react. I have to be careful because I'm the meanie that gave. I'm Nurse Ratched, right? Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I'm the one that gives medicine. I'm the one that has to tell him if he's going to go to the vet and he won't come. You know, those are the things that I'm sure he remembers. So. But he's doing well. His weight's good. He's taking less medicine than he has in a long time here. He's much more comfortable here. I think they're all a little on the more comfortable side, except for Babaloo. And that's hard to understand because Bob all the techniques I used, I could not get him to quiet down. Bring him here, and he's quiet most of the time. There was something about that other place. I don't know. This one is Jazzy Jazzbird. Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine. She is also quite struck with the lady of the house. The fake peaches. Yeah. Now, we're good friends, she and I, but she'll follow Deb around, and anytime Deb comes in, she'll run over to the side of the cage and try to get her to take her out. You know, it's just... With me, she will, if I get close to the cage, she will ask me to take her out, but then she'll run over to where Deb normally sits because she works during the day, and she'll look for her and sit there and cry, like, where is she, where is she? A little bonded, are we there? Nothing was done. She just decided to bond. There's nothing you can do about that. It happens. Now, the next video I'm working on, we're going to have, I've worked out with Amy some new videos I'm going to do, shorter ones that specifically talk about how to train, okay? Individual training things. And then at the end of it, I'm going to put a little bit of what's happening in the aviary and a little information on what's going on around here. But we're going to start doing those soon. Right now, I'm finishing up one where it'll be guess which bird it is, right? So you're going to see birds on the screen, and then you'll see cards that talk about them that'll pop up. Screens that say this is so-and-so, and this is so-and-so, and tell you a little about them. So instead of just doing video now, I'm also working in Logoist 4, which is pretty cool. You can do a lot of fun stuff as far as graphics with it. And Affinity Photo, so I'm doing a lot of that right now. I already have the videos put together, but I've got to add the cards in, so I think you guys might like that. A little bit on how to recognize one bird from another. Right, Snowball? 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 You never talk when I have the camera pointed at you, do you? She'll shake your head. Snowball. See if I can get him to talk. Snowball. Snowbird. Snowball. Snowball? Snowbird? Snowball. Oh, thank you, Amy, for that super chat. Much appreciated. Especially right now. Look at that. What are you doing? What is that all about? You making faces at the camera there, kid? That is different, Snowball. That is different. Snowball. Snowbird. Snowball. Snowbird. Oh, he'll just chatter up the storm if I'm not holding the camera pointing towards him, you know. Snowball. Nope. Hi, Cockatoo. Well, this video I'm doing will help, I'm sure. There are certain tricks that you can use, but I don't need any tricks. I mean, no birds look the same to me, but we have that part of our brain that recognizes faces and appearance, and which apparently we share with bees and wasps, they just found out. But a lot of dogs can't. Dog can't recognize your face. They have no idea who you are by your face. But a bee or a wasp can. How's that for scary? What are you doing, Mander? No ball. No ball. Lorelei, what are you doing back there? Lorelei. Yeah. Lorelei has decided to be in the conversation. Lorelei. Baby girl. Baby girl. Hey, baby girl. Hey, baby girl. Hi, baby girl. Well, Mander's kind of easy to tell because it looks like he has a Persian rug on his chest. If you remember that, his chest is the extra fluffy. It kind of looks like a long pile rug. Lorelei, baby girl, baby girl. What are you talking about, baby girl? Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things people are surprised about when they get one of these guys home. They don't realize how loud they can be. And then if they don't know what they're doing and that bird starts making those kind of sounds all day long, people go nuts. Sometimes it's a little bit hard for those of us who have the skills, but you find a way. Come on, Snowball. Snowball, come on, say something. No bird. No ball. Snowbird. Snowball. Hey, Doris. Oh, Peaches said hello. Peaches said hello. Oh, that's my Peach. That's a little Peach. Yeah, so of course I've gone overboard on working on the video. I mean, when I got into Logoist, it's a type of application that's used to make how would you say, like business cards, intense graphics. You can do just a ton of stuff with colors on fonts and all that stuff. So I decided to do it in there. It takes a little longer, and then finish it up in Affinity Photo, but it takes longer because the app isn't really designed to do a 4K pixels. I mean, it can do it, but it takes a long time. Hey, you. Lorelei, a baby girl, a baby girl. What are you doing, kid? I say, I'm not trying to stop her from, this is normal behavior, so I'm not trying to stop her from talking. That's what she wants to do. She can talk, but she's probably saying something that makes more sense than what I'm saying anyway. Right, Lorelei? Right, baby girl? Now, between Lorelei and Cause, there is a blanket hanging because Lorelei and Cause don't get along terribly well. And that's the only spot I can really put them. Actually, wherever I put Lorelei, she's going to have one of one of the birds that has an issue with her. I can't put her next to Pippa. She has issues if you put her next to Snowball. So it's because she's young and pretty, I guess. Right, Lorelei? Is that what it is? Hello, Peach. Snowball. And Snowball's playing. Snowball. Mander, I just said you have a carpet on your chest. You probably are not happy with me about that. He has. I've got to get some more of those. There's these. Oh, they're about 8 inch, 6 inch square pieces of cardboard that come in a little block form. He likes those and chews them up. So he's chewed up the last two. I don't have any more, so I got to order more. Mander? What do you think? Now, when I make their toys, one of the things I do to reuse things is, you can see it on that top toy. It's been chewed pretty well. That's one of the pieces of wood that comes with grooves on it. So once they tear off the grooves, it's like, I'm not going to play with this anymore. So when I take a toy apart, strip it down, and put new wood on it, that goes out to the aviary and gets played with out there. So I try to reuse it. Bob has been ignoring his toy. I made that one for him yesterday, and it's still hanging there. Cecil will be, yeah, Cecil has chewed most of the stuff off there, but there's still wood on that toy I made yesterday. He's quick. Usually he goes a lot faster through the wood, but he's been pulling the paper up on the bottom of his cage, so. Yeah, what's up, Mander? Want to eat my toe? He got one of my shirts. You can't put your back up against his cage, so I was busy and not thinking, and I leaned up, and next thing I know, I was missing part of my shirt. Peaches. How you doing, Peach? Hello? Hello. Hello, baby. That's my girl. And yes, I pet her down the back. We don't know how much longer she's got with us, but that's not why. It's that she can't preen herself because of her neck. So, right, Peach? So, I have to preen the Peach. You wouldn't believe how many feathers they have below their neck either. Oh my word! It's a never-ending job. Right, Peaches? And I'm the only one she'll let do it. Cecil tries. Nope. Bob tries. No. Cecil and Peaches get along famously too. They like each other, but she won't let anybody preen her except me. So. And I keep telling her I'm not good at it. Yeah, if you're preening a bird below the neck, first of all, you better be bonded to that bird already. I mean, if you have a bird that's bonded to you, a little bit of preening below the neck is not going to create a problem. A lot of it would be. In other words, you could preen like a little bit that way, but you don't want them producing eggs. So especially with females, that's not a smart thing to do. But if they become bonded to you and you're petting them down the back too much, they may be more territorial and attack your friends or you to let you know that you're not supposed to be preening someone outside the rules of being a cockatoo. The rules are basically any cockatoo can preen any cockatoo on the head, but anything below the head level, that's considered verboten. So it's forbidden. What are you doing there, little boy? So once I get that video done with all the fun stuff in it, it will go out to the patrons and to our members on YouTube first, and then it will come out public. So supporters get a look at it first, because you help to pay the bills. Peaches, tell them about the bills. Huh? Yeah. She goes, nah, I don't know anything about bills. My dad takes care of all that, right, Peach? Right, Peach? It was interesting. Someone was telling me that their vet was saying that that soybeans, edamame, are not good for your birds, and there is no research that says that. There is nothing out there that would say that. And the only thing I can think of is this particular vet has fallen into the meat and poultry misinformation, because when soybeans started to take over a lot of the meat market, for example, if I remember correctly, the quarter pounder of the McDonald's variety, and I don't know this for sure, but this is what I heard, was half soybeans, okay? It never said it had meat in it, so that it was all meat. So, but anyway, it made a big dent in the meat and poultry market. So, what if, voila, we get information saying it's bad for you. Well, how many years have they been using it in the Orient? And I don't see any of them. They seem pretty healthy over there. In fact, the latest statistics show that they have a longer lifespans than we do. So, but it's easy to get bad information, especially on the internet. And some of it comes from these companies that pay to have the research done so that they can say, see, this is not good for you. You don't want to do that. So buy our stuff. It's an essential problem with the way business is conducted in the West, in that it's not done for the benefit of people. It's done for the benefit of the people who have, who are stakeholders in the business. So if it makes profits, it's okay. Even if it's lying to people and even if it's causing problems. What are you doing? You look like you're about ready to cause a problem. What are you doing down there, Snowball? Snowball. Snowbird. Snowball. Snowbird? Snowbird. Snowball. 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 Come on, Snowball. Say Snowball. Snowball. No. Pointing a camera at him just shuts him right up, doesn't it? You just don't know what that's all about. And he's unique for as far as I've never seen another bird like it. In that he can talk by inhaling as well as exhaling. Hi, Aaron. Everybody's doing pretty well. Lorelei's down about 20 grams, so I got to watch her. And Peaches hasn't eaten her breakfast. Her weight's also under 600. How will I get her to eat if she doesn't? It's called a syringe and exact baby food. So I will give her the exact hand feeding formula. Although I could take my mash and blend it up and give it to her, but I will give her exact formula. If she stops eating, I don't think she will, but we're watching pretty close. I took her off Haldol because she was losing weight, and sometimes for the first 48 to 72 hours it will cause that. But in her condition, it might last longer, so. Yeah, I have 60 milliliter syringes, the kind with the O-ring in them, so they last a while. And hello. We'll know when I put her back in her cage. If she goes over to her bowl and starts eating, then it'll be fine. If she hasn't eaten anything out of her bowl by tonight, then she will be hand-fed. Right, Peach? The problem with that is you have to make sure that it's not too thick, because she already has a problem eliminating, so complicated. If it's too thin, it doesn't have enough nutrition. If it's too thick, it may not go through, so Peaches, you need to eat on your own. Pippa. Pippa. Yeah? Can you say that's right? There you go. That's right. That's right, Pippa. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Pippa, I just wish other people could just see how wonderful she is. She just has a problem with women. She considers them a delicacy. She likes to eat ladyfingers, but that's right. Yeah. With men, it's kind of like, well, I'm not so sure. Let me get to know you. But the second she saw me, she immediately liked me. I have no clue why. I mean, just an old mammal, just an old ape, right? Yeah. Why do you like me? Well, that's right. But you're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. Ah. Yeah, Pippa always knows what's right, don't you, Pippa? Now she follows the man of the house around too. She's funny, and he can actually touch her beak through the bars, which is kind of a first. She doesn't normally do that with people, but she's gotten to where she's accepting him to a certain degree. See, he's not able to hold her yet, but we're getting there, aren't we? That's another project, is I'm getting them all used to working with the birds here. So, Bob, now he was running around being crazy, and he's just sitting in his cage. He ate a bunch of food. Now he's just relaxing. And she's going to get some food in her whether she eats or not, aren't you? Because I'm going to make you eat, so. I'm going to give her a warm bath, too, so that may help things come out, and that might stimulate her appetite. So once the meeting is over, once this live stream is over, we'll give her a bath, right, baby? Right, baby? When I'm done with the cleaning up front, I'll check, and if you haven't eaten anything, then I'm going to have to feed you. Yeah. Well, part of that's weight, too. If her weight's normal, then I don't have to, but she was down to, 588 yesterday, so. Yeah, we were considering surgery with her, but she's really not strong enough for it. And we're talking an hour probably of surgery, including 20 minutes prep time. And it's a delicate surgery. I mean, I trust our vet, but you can tell he doesn't want to do it. And he's one of the best. He was able to remove a tumor from a kidney, and the other vets I've heard to talk about it. This was a benign tumor, but it was causing a lack of blood down the femoral artery to the left leg. The other vets I talked to said they wouldn't even think about doing that. So he can do delicate surgery, but with her, he's afraid she'd die on the table. And then, of course, you have to have a nurse there who's also nurse/anesthesiologist. So it's pretty intense. And she does not like to be on her back. So even getting her out and getting her on her back is going to be a psychological problem for her. So there just doesn't seem to be a chance that she'd survive such a surgery. So, and then, as he said, unless your body's fighting it off, the problem will come right back. Could come back within a month. So So she could overcome it on her own, but I don't know. No way to know. Right, Peach? Yeah, we've got a great vet. Dr. Jenkins he's a great vet. But and when he's gone, we have one of the other avian vets in the area decided that they're not going to do it anymore, sold off to VCA like everybody does. And so now that's gone. So that leaves one that I've only used once before. And this particular vet seems to know what he's doing. I mean, he does seem pretty sharp. The problem is he's older too, and which means he's not going to be doing this much longer. And they have what's called a closer. A closer is somebody who comes in and does all the financial things. And as soon as you have somebody at a vet that does a closing, then you don't know if they're trying to talk you into spending a bunch of money because that's their job or what. I personally worked in the business that had closers, so it's what happens when you're at the dealership buying a car and they bring in somebody else, and they split the commission, and the other person's a great closer, right? They know how to get the deal done. So we have that vet. We have Dr. Young, who I absolutely love. He's a great. He is skilled. He is not an avian vet. He's an exotics vet. He worked at for the Zoological Society for 7 years, so he knows what he's doing. He knows his limitations, et cetera, et cetera. So he's good for a lot of things. But when it comes to surgery and that kind of stuff, then we have to go to someone else. So if Dr. Jenkins isn't around, I don't know where to go on surgery. There's another one that's even farther away, but I don't really want to use him for surgery because I've not heard the greatest things about him. So we're hoping Jenkins stays around for. He loves doing what he does. I hope he stays around a lot longer. He did give her a lease on life, though. When she had a procedure, they did an x-ray procedure on her where they gave barium, okay? And the point of cleaning out the system and putting barium in there was to see if she had the growths in her, not just in her lower intestinal tract, but actually up in the upper area. And she does. Surprisingly, she didn't have anything in the upper area, so. But Jenkins said we don't know why, but that particular treatment where they do the x-rays and use barium, most birds bounce back for a while. And there's no excuse for it. No one knows why that happens. There has to be a reason, but nobody knows why. It's not a treatment you give a bird to make them feel better. It's a treatment to do x-rays. So, but that and the injections she was getting helped a little. They didn't help as much as we were hoping, but yeah, I was having to give her $70 injections, and it's not fun to have to give a bird injections. I had to put a collar around your neck, and then you have to make sure you do it right in the right spots, and there's only certain areas you can do it in, and so you don't hit an organ or something. Keeping her still, I was able to do that. That's another reason to train your birds, folks. If your vet says, your chances of your bird living are going to be a lot better if you give injections for the next 7 days, and you say, well, I can't do that, then you could be sentencing your bird to a fate you don't want to sentence them to. So I had to do that with Chloe. That was the first time I had to give injections. And they had to explain to me exactly where to give it. Since then, I've done some research, and I know the anatomy better, so I can give an injection without a problem. But we were hoping, he's had some where they've used this particular anti-inflammatory, and it has, some birds only need to have one more shot, like once a year or sometimes twice a year, or some it goes as much as once a month. But she was getting it every 3 days, and it really didn't help. So now she's on meloxicam, And she likes to be on the Haldol. It makes her more bouncy and more energetic, doesn't it, Peach? It does. It does make her more bouncy and more energetic. The problem is she stops eating, so she hasn't been on that for 2 days. If she's not eating, it has nothing to do with the Haldol, so. And she was plucking a little bit. That was another reason to give it to her. But it does tend to bring out their personality. And since she's an energetic and a happy bird, the Haldol made her more energetic and gave her a better attitude in the world. But can't do it right now until she starts eating. Until she gets back over 600. She hits around 620, and I'll give her a little more, but small dose. With her, it's more like having a cup of coffee. Of course, they can't give caffeine to a bird, but it's more like a cup of coffee to her if you give her Haldol. It just makes her more energetic, and it depends on their personality. You know, if they have a personality that's highly energetic, it'll make them more energetic. If they're energetic because they're nervous and upset, and you give them, they'll be less energetic. Okay. In other words, if you take away the anxiety, they may not be quite so energetic. If you have a bird that talks a lot, it may not talk as much because it was talking out of frustration or nervousness. So take away frustration. Yeah, take away frustration from Bob, and he comes after you like a crazy bird. But he's been on Haldol now for a couple of weeks because he was starting to tear his feathers out. His chest was getting thin. But that's all back. His behavior is normal. He's just being the Babaloo, except right now he's sleeping. Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. It's funny that he acts this way here because he's in a better cage. I had to move him into the back room because he was just screaming all day long. And I spent time with him and everything, and he was, he had his own little thing to watch movies with and everything, or listen to music, but he seemed to like being back there, and being in this cage, he doesn't play much. A little bit on the bottom of the cage, that kind of thing. Hard to understand. We can't see things through their eyes. But he will rest more in this cage than he did in the other one. And yet he doesn't yell. He goes outside, he plays hard, comes in here, and usually rests. I mean, he plays hard out there, so he's probably a little tired, but he was running all around, taking wood, and he makes nests in the right side of my shorts. He gets down under the leg and cuts up wood. Well, Dr. Young said one of the big problems we're facing now is that few students of veterinary science are going through to take either exotics or avian veterinary science. Now, the problem is, of course, you want to be an avian vet, you have to become a vet. You do your residency there, for 4 years, and then you go and take a couple of years of training on avian, and then you do 2 more years of residency at least. And so you're investing more time. And then we don't know enough about these guys. So like in Peach's situation, they probably could do something more, but there's nobody researching it. They'll try different drugs. But they don't make drugs for these birds. They just try drugs that were designed for humans on them to see what they can do. A company that actually does research to find drugs for animals is really rare. Baytril, which is an antibiotic that Bayer company came up with that was specifically designed for animals, is one of the few times that's been done. Generally, and it's not designed for avians, but it works with avians. Right, Peach? You gonna say anything, Peach? it's it's tough. I mean, there's a lot to learn on these guys. And I am not an expert on their physiology. Um, I certainly couldn't do any kind of surgery or anything on these birds. If a bird has an open wound and I had to steal it, I have ways to do that. If it's an emergency and it's going to take a while to get to the vet, superclot might do it. If it doesn't, I actually have the veterinary super glue that's used to seal skin. But you can use it on birds, but they don't all react to it well. So, I mean, if it was an emergency, I could do that, but it would still be straight to the vet. So, Mandrew, what are you doing down there? Yeah, you chewing up something? Huh? What'd you say, Pippa? Yeah, their skin is only 3 layers thick, and in some places it's only 7 cells deep. So, people will take something like, well, we'll put this on their skin, and without asking a vet. Sometimes the skin will just open up on its own. It's called lysing. The skin will open, and it'll open up, and they'll bleed because you put something on it. You can't put oils and skin softener and stuff like that on a bird. You just can't do it unless it's okayed by the vet. I know when I was talking to Dr. Jenkins about superclot, he hadn't used it. And he said, no, I wouldn't put that on a bird. So I told him about Dr. Burkett and how that's what he uses. And that softened him up. I wasn't just pulling it out of a hat. I had actually gotten a consultation with a vet that uses it specifically for birds. Sometimes the styptic is better for nails, but if you've got a skin wound, that superclot works great. Yeah, if anyone is thinking about becoming an avian vet, please do it. Please move in that direction because we're running out of them. And even if we are able to stop the pet bird trade, there's still going to be wild birds that need to be worked with, and there's still the birds in the zoological collections. You can go to work for the San Diego Zoo or some other zoo in the world. There's plenty of zoos. Travel the world. Go to work in Germany. They got good zoos there. But if you can take the time to take like Animal Training 101 from Jennifer Zellick's online, and I'm not affiliated, I don't get any funds for bringing this up, okay? I'm not connected with her other than having taken the course and shelled out the money myself. You'll be one of the few because when you talk to vets, they generally say they have never taken anything as far as bird training, okay? They know how to work with them only so far as medically. They don't have a clue how to deal with them psychologically. So if you can do that, you'll be one of the few. Yeah, if you can pick up the Basava manual, the British Small Avian Veterinary Association manual on citizen birds, just leafing through there and looking at the differences between them and us will tell you why we need avian vets. So now the class from Jennifer Zellick's is not specifically about birds, but ABA works on everybody. And you can use it on your birds, your dogs, your cats. There's a video that she has. This is all videos that are recorded, right? So she has a video where she trains her cat to do 3 separate new behaviors in 20 minutes in the video. So it also works on every other mammal. So you can use it on your wife, your husband, your child. You can use it on the banker that you're trying to get a loan from. I mean, there's all kinds of places you can use it. So it's not like you're learning a skill that you won't be using all the time. I use it every moment of the day. When I'm out there with those birds, the reason I can be in an aviary with all of them at once, and I say all of them, I can't have Lorelei out there with Cecil, but that's not because I can't be with them. It's because he'll tear up her feathers, right? They formed a mate bond, and he's a barber, so I can't have them in the same place. But I can be out there with them because I have those skills. And you can learn those skills from Dr. Zelig's. You need to learn a little bit about individual bird behavior. The manual for parrot behavior is probably best for that, but just so you can use that as some guides as to which tools you're going to use on ABA, or just ask me. If you've taken Dr. Zelig's course, I'm glad to help you taking it while you're taking it, to answer your questions, and also to help you with follow-up. Okay, so yeah, the thing about the training, and then I'm going to have to go because my volunteers needs to get sleep eventually. So and they're it's a lot later where Amy is than it is here. But if you can take those courses, it will give you insights into how I can be in an aviary like that, and also that it's not like I'm telling them or controlling what they do. I have agreements, and with all these birds, I have. It's like we have contracts together. I act like this, they'll do that. Okay, I know what their responses are, and I know how to deal with them. So. And when you learn ABA, you are not learning how to control an animal's behavior. You are learning what's called operant conditioning. Well, that means how to teach them to choose the right behavior. So they're choosing it on their own. You're not making them to make it do anything. They're making those choices. And when you get a bird or any other animal that's making good choices on its own, that's what you want, right? You don't want to have to be telling them, oh, don't do this, and oh, don't do that, or you don't want to be stopping them, because that is not a pleasant feeling. How do you like it when someone says, hey, leave that alone? So what you do is you learn how to teach the birds to do the right behaviors and get the responses they want from their world. And then you end up with birds like these, okay? So I'm going to let Amy get her sleep, so I'm going to say goodbye. And thank you all for coming. And soon, we're hoping next week to get better weather. So when that happens, we'll be out in the aviary again. But I'm going to get that video ready. I should have it out within a couple of days. And I hope you guys will all watch it. So, yep, empowering the birds. That's what you got to do. So thank you all for coming. Thanks, Erin, for being here, and Falcon Sue. And I'm trying to remember everybody that's here. Michelle for coming. And anyone I didn't name, it's because my brain doesn't work. Oh, Banamax? I want to say banana. Probably because I'm hungry. I'm back on a diet. Ugh. I have to go on a diet to stay healthy for the birds, so. And goodbye, Doris, and thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, Amy. Thanks for your help.